Yo, what is up, guys? In today's video, I want to do something a little bit different. Today, we're gonna do something that I plan on doing um, for the next couple of weeks. And I'm just gonna do recaps of basically just soccer. So every week, I'm gonna try and do some sort of video where I just go through all the big matches and all the top five leagues, and just go over them with y'all, and we're not trying to have some fun. And if some of y'all don't know, really only the people who grew up or like around me, I guess, they know that me and one of my friends are. He's never been on the channel, but you're gonna see a video here, and probably the next, I'd say, 10 days or so, we are doing our own little podcast. Um, there's three of us doing it. Two of us are gonna be the face of it. Um, and it's something to look forward to. So this is gonna be like the prequel, the preamble, if you will, to that. And basically for the podcast, we're just gonna do stuff exactly what I'm doing today for you guys. Just recapping soccer games and just having fun talking about it. And without further ado, let's get started. All right. So starting slow. This is Friday. This is gonna be October 17th. This was last Friday. Um, just for reference, I am only going over the top five leagues. If something stands out, I'll say something about it. But other than that, you're looking for the Spain, Germany, France, England, and then Italy logos. And I'm not gonna really go in too much with like the championship. Really, I'm only looking at the top five leagues. Then of course we'll move into the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, etc. So starting off, we have Real Oviedo and Espanyol. Espanyol taking home the victory, 2-0 victory. I'll show you guys the table of the of LaLiga. We got Real Madrid on top, 24 points. We got Barcelona right behind them, 22. With the El Clasico this weekend, this could change anything. Villarreal, surprisingly, in the top three. Not so close to Barcelona, but very close to Atletico Madrid, Real Betis, and Espanyol. And I guess you could put Elche in that conversation. One thing that really surprises me is how low Athletic Club is. Now I know we're 9 games into the season, but I would have thought like Nico Williams would have done something. Like I'm so thankful that like Barcelona didn't sign him, and instead we got Rashford instead. But another thing that shocks me is Girona. Girona, like a season or two ago, were like underdogs. Like they were really good. Not like win the league type of underdogs, but they were underdogs in the fashion that they could and they had the power to destroy the big three in Real Madrid, Barca, and Atletico Madrid. They had that power, and they did. They did beat a couple of them. Going back to that, we have Germany, the Bundesliga. We got Union Berlin versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. 3-0, a 3-1 win for Union Berlin. This is the table currently. Bayern ahead by a wide margin. And then we got RB Leipzig, Stuttgart, Borussia Dortmund, and then Leverkusen. Really disappointed in Borussia Dortmund. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that they're not number one, but I'm surprised that they're at least not close to Bayern at all. Some underdogs to look for is Eintracht Frankfurt. Let's take a look at these guys real quick, because in the Champions League, they got destroyed by Liverpool the other day, yesterday actually, 5-1. But these guys have some crazy firepower. Look, 5-0, 4-1, 3-1, 5-1, 6-4, 4-3 they lost, 5-1 they lost. So basically, what this means for them is that they have a really, really good attack, but their midfield isn't balanced and their defense sucks. As you can tell, look at the numbers. You have two defenders who've only scored goals. Look at the attack. The attack is insane. I'm not trying to say that defenders are the ones that's supposed to score goals. It's just that like look at their ratings too, dude. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And a guy that one of my personal favorites to look out for, Ritsu Doan. This guy right here, 2 goals, 3 assists in his past, I think, 9 Bundesliga games. He's a good one. He's a good one. And then we got in France, we got League One. We have Paris Saint-Germain and Strasbourg. I honestly thought that PSG would carry away with this one, but I looked at the lineup and I just forgot that they didn't have Dembele, they didn't have Shaw Neves. Um, but initially, Strasbourg, look, in the first half, they're winning 2-0 or 2-1. Sorry, they're winning 2-1 from a goal from Barcola with Paris Saint-Germain. And then somehow PSG decided, hey, we're going to tie it up in the 79th minute. And I thought that like PSG was going to score like a winner because I mean they're the type of team to do that. But nah. And yeah, we'll take a look at the standings. Um, that's crazy. Marseille on top. There's 1 point on top of PSG. Um, will someone dethrone PSG after what? I mean, they've won like the title 14 times in the past 15 seasons or like 16 seasons. It's insane. Um, I'm just shocked that like, I mean, PSG is like the only team that has like the financial status to like be good. You know, like the next best teams in France are Marseille. I put Strasbourg up there, and then Lyon. And I mean, Monaco's team on paper looks really good. They've got Ansu Fati on loan from Barcelona. Ekliush is really good. Oratra's good. I think they got a new keeper. I think they have Falarin Balogun from the U.S. I mean, they've got some good stars in there. Moving on to Saturday, this is going to be the majority of the matchups. In the MLS, some really good games. Battle of the Mid, or the what we call here in the states, the Battle of like the Wooden Spoon or something like that. It's when the two worst teams in the league go against each other. Um, exactly how you would probably see it. um, Goal from Almiron in the third minute, and then go from Gabriel Pirani from DC United. This is the final Eastern Conference standings in the MLS Eastern Conference. As you can tell, they are both rock bottom, and currently going into the playoffs, we have Philly, Cincinnati, Inter Miami, Charlotte, New York City FC, Nashville, Columbus, and then for the wild card spots, we've got Chicago, and then we got Orlando City, and eventually Chicago. Yesterday, actually, Chicago beat Orlando City 3-1. So we'll get to look at that again. So those are the standings in the Eastern Conference. I'll take a look at the Western. A couple big matches that we can look at. Inter Miami, who I thought was gonna lose this one. I don't know why I doubted Lionel Messi. But I thought Nashville was gonna, since they're playing at home, they usually do pretty well. Messi scored first, and then Sam Sturgeon's like, oh crap, it's 1-1. It's gonna be like a 2-1. Next thing you know, Messi just scores like a hat trick out of thin air. I don't know how. But that's insane. Actually, no, they were losing 2-1 at the break because Schaffelberg scored. Yeah, he scored in extra time. Damn, that's crazy. Um, I mean, and if I don't say this a lot, but if there's one player to watch out for in the MLS, it's this guy, Baltazar Rodriguez. He is one of the best talents in the MLS right now. He's not like particularly a young guy. He's 22 years old. Like he's not young in terms of like a teenager, but like he's got some really good potential. So he's someone to look out for. He also scored an absolute banger against DC United. Moving on, 4-0 win for San Diego against Portland away, which is something to really think about because Portland's usually really good at home. Anders Dreyer actually, with that assist, made him the top assister in the MLS, taking over Lionel Messi himself. Looking at the MLS stats, we've got Lionel Messi as a top scorer by a wide margin. That hat trick really helped him out. Really helped him out. He is the leader by 5 goals, which is insane. As you can tell, like I said, Anders Dreyer got the leading assist over Lionel Messi. And then look at this. Messi is 9 GA from second place. That is insane. Stepping away from that, Western Conference, we've got San Diego and the Vancouver Whitecaps. Very close race between them, but unfortunately the season's over, or the regular season's over, so nothing can really change there. So we got San Diego, Vancouver, LAFC, Minnesota, Seattle, Austin, FC Dallas, Portland Timbers, and Real Salt Lake. Those two for the wild card match. I believe Portland won 2-1 over Salt Lake yesterday, so congrats to them. And then we got for the bottom, something to really think about here. Mind you, LA Galaxy um, won the MLS Cup last year, and look, they were rock bottom for like the longest time, which is insane. And now they're second to last in the Western Conference. I know they dealt with a bunch of injuries. Those who are fans of them, you lost Ricky Pug for the entire season. I mean that sucks. But I mean it's sad. Moving on to the Premier League, we got Chelsea a 3-0 Nottingham Forest win, or Chelsea win against Nottingham Forest. They did get a red card, but I mean nothing to lean on against them. Next we got Brighton win against Newcastle 2-1. Burnley against Leeds 2-0. Crystal Palace and Bournemouth hat trick from Mateta, Jean-Philippe Mateta, really good for him. Yep, 3-all for them. Man City 2-0 against Everton. Haaland with a double. I mean, it's crazy. Haaland already has 24 goals going into October. That is insane. If that man doesn't win like a Ballon d'Or someday, who even will? Sunderland 2-0 win over Wolves, and then Arsenal scraping a 1-0 win against Fulham. I will look at the Premier League standings. We've got Arsenal on top, 3 points over Manchester City. They are kind of running away with it here. And then we got Arsenal, Man City, Bournemouth, Liverpool, who I thought would be second or at least first. Then we got Chelsea, Tottenham, Sunderland, who's doing really good. They just got promoted last year, and they're 7th place, above Man United. But in this day and age, anyone's better than Man United, except Liverpool, because they did lose against them. Crystal Palace, Manchester United, and so on. This relegation battle is going to be very interesting, because my candidates are these bottom 4 right here. I think Leeds is going to do fine. I think they're going to do exactly fine. Nottingham Forest, though, given that Ange Postecoglou is probably going to lose his job here in the next upcoming weeks, I think they'll be fine. He's probably going to get someone better. But it's a shame because they were actually really good last season. And I think they're in the Europa League, I believe. Europa or Conference League. I think they're in Europa League, though. Spain in the La Liga, 3-1 Mallorca win against Sevilla. 2-1 Barcelona win. We narrowly scraped it, and I say we because I'm personally a fan of them. We narrowly scraped a win against Girona. I don't know why we didn't demolish this game. Pedri, outstanding goal, one of the best midfielders in the world. Araujo, really late goal, in practically the last minute. Yeah. I'm not sure why we started a 17-year-old up front. I mean, we had Rooney, we had Fermin on the bench. I mean, to be fair, look at the injuries. We have a whole big list of big names who are injured, and this was our bench basically. So something to really think about there. So yeah, that's that 2-1 win for Barca. 2-2 draw for Villarreal and Real Betis, and then we got a 1-0 win against 1-0 win for Atletico Madrid. Yep, Thiago Almada. He's one to look out for. Was it like a free kick or something? Because he has a good leg for that. It was not. It was just a regular goal. I was just curious. In Italy, haven't covered them yet. We've got Lecce versus Sassuolo, Pisa, and Hellas Verona. 0-0 draw for all 4 of those teams together. Napoli somehow losing against Torino. Something to really think about that there. Let's look at the table. We got Milan, who is really coming back from that poor season last year. Inter second, Napoli, the winners of last year, And then we got Roma, Bologna, and then Como. They're doing really well. Then Juventus, who lost to Como, and so on. What if that? Fiorentina would do really good. I mean, they have a pretty good, solid striker partnership with Edin Dzeko and Moise Kean. Inter 1-0 win against Roma with a goal from Boni. Interesting name. And Joan Boni. Okay. Moving on in the Bundesliga, we got a 2-2 draw with Heidenheim and Werder Bremen. We got a 1-1 draw from Köln and Augsburg. 4-3 win for Leverkusen over Mainz. Grimaldo double. This guy is just too good, man. Like he's been one of my favorite. Like whenever I play career mode on FIFA, I always try to sign him because one, he's got good experience, and two, his free kick is insane. And, I mean, he can do it. He's good at defensively. He can attack. He can do everything. 2-1 win for Leipzig over Hamburg. We got 3-0 win for Stuttgart over Wolfsburg. Jeez. And then we got the Der Klassiker for Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. Kane and Elise goal for Bayern, and then a Julian Brandt goal just to get a little bit of consolation. And yeah, that's going to be it for the Bundesliga. I'll go over the table here in a second. Here we go. Like I said, I already went over it, but just so you can look at it again. In France, we've got 3-2 win for Nice over Lyon. 1-1 draw from Angers and Monaco. There's Balogun, like I said. Ansu Fati didn't quite do as good as I thought he would. And then we got a runaway win with Marseille against Le Havre. Sorry if I got that wrong, but 4 goals from Mason Greenwood. If you know, you know. 4 goals from Mason Greenwood, which is insane. Obviously, the red card for Le Havre did help them in getting confidence and all that. Aubameyang, this guy he's something else, man. I can't wait to see him at the World Cup next year. But yeah, good game from Marseille. Moving into the next match day, which was Sunday, we've got Tottenham versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa got the 2-1 win with goals from Morgan Rogers, Jesus, Emi Buenda, and then we got a goal from Rodrigo Bentancur scored early, 5 minutes in, but that didn't really do much. And then this was the game of the day in my opinion, because I thought Liverpool would actually do really good against Manchester United. I thought it was either going to be really close or just a runaway win for Liverpool. That was not the case, obviously. Goal from Brian and Bremo, 2nd minute, and then Cody Gakpo in the 78th minute, then Harry Maguire in the 84th minute to win it. But, I mean, there was everything in this game. But, I mean, if you look at the head-to-head, I mean, 16 wins, 14 wins for Liverpool, 16 wins for Manchester United, 11 draws. I mean, I would have thought it would have been Liverpool. Obviously, Manchester United won 4-3 last year. But yeah, that's England. Spain, we've got 0-0 draw for Athletic Club and Elche. 1-1 draw for Celta Vigo and Real Sociedad. Red card included. Who got that? Starfelt. 3-0 win for Real Vallecano against Levante. Good for them. Who scored in that? De Frutos and Garcia. And then we got a 1-0 win for Real Madrid against the leaders of Haram Ball themselves, Getafe. If you don't know, this team plays the absolute worst kind of soccer you could know, you could ever see. We're talking 5 at the back or 6 at the back and playing total possession, where meaning you just keep the ball and just play total possession, really. As you can tell, they had 5 at the back, which is insane. Mbappe did get the goal, and I will say they did get 2 red cards. I guess that helped in Real Madrid's favor there. Mbappe go in the 80th minute. In Italy, we've got a 2-0 win for Como over Juventus. From Kempf and Nico Paz, another really good player to look at. He's a really good star. 2-0 win for Bologna against Cagliari. Go from Holm and Orsolini. 0-0 draw for Genoa and Parma, and then Atalanta, and then Lazio. You get the red card for Parma. And the eye. Is that Iliman in the eye? Nah. Abdoulaye. And the eye. And then we got a 2-1 win for AC Milan against Fiorentina. Leao with 2 goals. Got carded off. Well, he didn't get carded off, but he had an injury in the 90th minute. Not good for him. Pulisic, did he play? I think he's injured. Yeah, he's injured until November. Looks like Modric is settling really well at his new home. Moving on, we've got Germany, 2 games for them. We've got Freiburg, and then we got Eintracht Frankfurt, 2-2 draw for them. Goals from Scherhant, and then Grifo, and then a brace for Berghardt. This guy's gonna be another gem for Eintracht Frankfurt. He's pretty consistent. 3-0 win for Hoffenheim over St. Pauli. Goals from Torre, Kramaric, who's really underrated, and then Prommel. I believe Kramaric is 30-something years old, but he's really good. And then for France, finally we've got, to end off the match day, 2-1 win for Lens over Paris FC, PSG's rivals, who actually are, I want to say 20 meters from each other, I think, if you look it up. They are, I think, one of the closest rivals apart. Yeah, 30 meters apart. This is how close they are to each other, which is insane. Just fun fact of the day. We got goals from Edouard, and then Baidu for Lens, and then we got Les Melou from Paris. I don't know why I said PSG. And then we got a 3-3 draw for Lorient versus Brest. Yeah. And then we got a 2-2 draw for Rennes, and then Auxerre. 4-0 win for Toulouse against Metz. Look at that real quick. A lot of red cards recently. And then 2-0 win for Lille, and then against Nantes. Olivier Giroud, I think, moved here. Yep, he got the assist. Wow. Good for him. He just moved from LAFC from the MLS, which is pretty cool. Moving on to Monday, probably not much. 2-0 win for Brentford over West Ham in the Premier League. Goals from Thiago and then Jensen. Deportivo Alaves and Valencia tied 0-0. And then Italy, Cremonese versus Udinese, 1-1 draw. A goal from Terracciano and Zaniolo. Or Zanoli. Sorry, I don't know why I said Zaniolo. Moving on to Tuesday. This was Champions League day. This was not yesterday. 2 days ago. We've got which this match day, and when I say match day, I don't mean Tuesday. I mean this is how we do it in soccer. So yesterday and the day before, it was match day 3 in the Champions League. And I'm saying this because they actually broke the record. All the teams combined broke the record. I think it was 71 goals or something in a single match day, which is insane. I mean, look at these score lines. 6-1 win for Barcelona against Olympiacos, red card included. Got goals from El Khabi from Olympiacos, and then we got a hat-trick from Fermin Lopez, a goal from Lamine Yamal, and then a brace from Marcus Rashford. He seems to be really, really developing and enjoying his time at Barcelona. Next up, the only goalless match of the day was Kara Almaty versus Paphos FC, who these two teams actually made their debut in the Champions League this year. But unfortunate, a red card in the 4th minute. From, who was that again? Correa. 4-0 win. This is the Harambal Derby. Like I said earlier, when the two teams play absolute defense and absolute possession. Arsenal were running away with it at the Emirates. Goal from Gabriel, and then Martinelli, and then a brace from Victor Gyökeres. He seems to be settling really well there in London. A 7-2 win for PSG over Bayer Leverkusen. Both teams got red cards from Zabarni and then Robert Endrich. We got a brace from Alex Garcia. By the way, so many bangers were scored these past couple of days, man. Like, it's gonna be so hard to find goal of the month or goal of the season or whatever. It's gonna be so hard because there were some bangers. We got a goal from Pacho, brace from Due, goal from Kvaratskhelia, goal from Nuno Mensch, goal from Dembele, who came back from injury after he won the Ballon d'Or, and then a stunner from Vitinha. 4-2 win for Borussia Dortmund over Copenhagen. Goals from Anton, own goal, unfortunately. Dadason, and then we got goals, brace from Felix Nemecha, who scored an absolute worldie. A penalty from Benzabini, and then Fabio Silva, 87th minute. Moving on, we got 3-0 win for Newcastle over Benfica. Brace for Harvey Barnes, and a goal for Anthony Gordon. 6-2 win for PSV over Napoli, the Italian champions, which is insane. Now, they did get a red card, but it was later into the game. Own goal from Buongiorno, Saibari, brace from Dennis Mann, and then a goal from the American Ricardo Pepi, and then a goal from Juriush, who's pretty... I thought he was, like, young or something. He went crazy for his goal. He had a pretty crazy celebration. And then a brace for Scott McTominay. 4-0 win for Inter over Union St. Gilloise. Goals from Denzel Dumfries, Lautaro Martinez, Çalhanoğlu with a penalty, and then we got Esposito in the 76th minute. 4-0 win for Inter. 2-0 win for Man City over Villarreal. I would have thought this would be a little bit closer, but no. Goals from Holland and then Bernardo Silva. They just completed the night. Where's the table at? This is the current table in the Champions League. We got PSG, Bayern, Inter, Arsenal, Madrid, Dortmund, Manchester City, and then Newcastle. We're only 3 games in, and I mean it's still really close for like everyone. So this could change in a matter of one match day. I mean, it's insane. Next match day, yesterday, we had Copa Libertadores semifinal. Wow. We've got not as many goals, but still a really good day. We've got 3-1 win for Athletic Club over Karabag FK. Goes from Guruzeta, a brace from Guruzeta, goal from Navarro, and then Andrade in the first minute. 3-0 win for Galatasaray over Bodo Glimt. We got a brace for Victor Osimhen, and then a goal for Akun, and then Helmerson. 0-0 draw for Atalanta and Slavia Prague. 4-0 win for Bayern Munich over Club Brugge with goals from Leonard Carl, Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, and then Nicolas Jackson. 5-1 win for Chelsea over Ajax. Ajax did unfortunately get a red card. Goals from Weghorst, Mark Gu, Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Estevao, and then George. Estevao is another one of those players who is looking fabulous. Gotta watch out for him. Tyreek George is also really good. I also found out that Moises Caicedo is Chelsea's top goal scorer, and he's a midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder. So that's something to look out for. Liverpool over Frankfurt, 5-1. Goals from Christensen, Ekitike, Van Dijk, Konate, Cody Gakpo, and then Dominic Sloboslai. 0-0 draw for Monaco and Tottenham. I would have thought it would have been like a goal fest, but unfortunately it wasn't. Real Madrid scrape a 1-0 win against Juventus. Goal from Bellingham. Not much to say there. And then 2-1 win for Sporting Portugal. Unfortunately, there was a red card. Goes from Caramo, and then Santos, and then Paxal. And then to the final match day. It was in the Europa League. But moving on, we've got the Europa League. This was today. This was this afternoon. We've got this might take a little while, but we've got 2-0 win for Braga. These are going to be smaller teams. Europa League is like the second division of the Champions League, and then the Conference League is going to be like the really small teams, and most of them are teams I just cannot pronounce. So, 2-0 win for Braga over Red Star Belgrade. 3-0 win for Braun over Rangers. 2-0 win for Bologna. 1-0 win for Fenerbahce against Stuttgart. 0-all draw for Real Betis and Genk. 2-1 win for Go Ahead Eagles versus Aston Villa. That surprised me. I was actually watching that game. 2-0 win for Lyon over FC Basel. 3-2 win for Fernan Chavos against Salzburg. 2-1 win for Celta Vigo against Nice. 2-1 win for Celtic over Sturm Graz. 3-1 win for Feyenoord over Panathinaikos. Wow, they really run away with that. Wow. 2-0 win for Freiburg. 4-3 win for PAOK over Lille. Wow, that game must have been good. With a red card, too. 3-0 win for, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but over Maccabi Tel Aviv. 1-all draw for Malmo, and then Dino Zagreb. 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest against FC Porto. That was probably going to be a game to watch. Upset of the day is probably going to be Roma against Victoria Plzen. Yeah, shocking loss for Roma. And they're doing pretty well in the in Italy, so I don't know what's up. 3-2 win for Young Boys over Ludogorets Razgrad, and that's it for the Europa League. We will go to the standings. It's looking pretty close. A lot of the smaller teams are doing pretty decent. Like I would have thought Fenerbahce and Aston Villa, Porto, Nottingham, and Real Betis. I would have thought they'd be up there, including like Roma. Like I said, they're not doing good at all. I'm pretty sure they just have one win. Moving on, Conference League, 6-0 win for Athens over Aberdeen. 1-0 win for AZ Alkmaar over Slavan Bratislava. 0 draw for those teams. 1-all draw for Drita, and then Omonia Nicosia. 2-2 draw for Haken and Real Vallecano. 1-0 win for Scandija and Shelbourne. 3-0 win for Fiorentina over Rapid Wien. Abandoned match for Rijeka and Sparta Prague. 2-0 win for Legia Warsaw over Shakhtar Donetsk. 1-0 win or 1-1 draw for Strasbourg over Jagiellonia Bialystok, I think. Crystal Palace lost 0-1 over AEK Larnaca. Lausanne won 1-0 over Hamrun Spartans. 2-1 win for Lincoln Red Imps FC over Lech Poznan. 1-0 win for Mainz over Mostar. 3-0 win for Samsunspor over Dynamo Kiev. 2-0 win for whatever that team is. I'm sorry, I just can't pronounce them. Over Shamrock Rovers. 2-0 win for them. Sigma, 1-1 draw for Sigma and Rakow. And then 1-1 draw for Craiova over FC Noah. And tomorrow we've got, just to look over, we've got Inter Miami, first round of playoffs, against Nashville, who, Inter Miami's probably going to thrash them like they've always done. 7 wins. They won 5-2, 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-1, 2-2, and that's it, really. 0-0, 1-1, 2-1. So ever since Messi's been into Miami, they've only won, and he's only scored against them. So I wouldn't be surprised if Miami have a crazy win, especially if it's at home. Miami's one of those teams where if they're at home, they go crazy. And then we got Leeds versus West Ham. That could be a good game because both are kind of in the danger zone in terms of relegation. And then we got Real Sociedad versus Sevilla, then Milan, and then Pisa, and then we got Werder Bremen, and then Union Berlin, and then we got Paris FC, and then Nantes. This weekend, I went too far. yeah, just some basic Premier League games you could watch. Man United and Brighton could be a really good one. Getafe and Athletic Club. I mean, yeah. Napoli and Inter going to be a really good game to watch. Both are in the top five of Italia. Um, Bundesliga. I mean, Bayern's always a great team to watch. Same with Dortmund. Uh, PSG. They're probably going to win that one like they always do. Monaco and Toulouse probably going to be a really good game. And then on Sunday, I'm just going to go over the weekend. We've got three MLS games. Vancouver is one to watch. This could be a really good matchup. Philly and Chicago. Chicago's been looking really good at the end of the season. San Diego and then Portland. I think San Diego is going to run away with it there. And then England in the Premier League, we've got Aston Villa versus Man City. That's a game to watch there. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. That one too. Just so they can secure their title status along the way. And then we do have El Clasico at 11:15. Wow, in the morning. That's crazy. This is gonna be on Sunday. Obviously, El Clasico is always a game you want to watch. It's always gonna be good. And then that's really it. I mean, Leverkusen versus Freiburg. And then yeah. And then going into next week, we have Charlotte plays. Wow. Going into next week, um, we don't have any Champions League or anything like that. But yeah. And with that, that's gonna be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this series, just leave a comment, leave a like. And if you want me to do stuff with maybe not just soccer, maybe football as well. I'm not that intelligent with football. I'm getting into it a lot more though. I'm in a fantasy league and all that. But something to look forward to is, I mean, these videos, and then obviously when we release the podcast, we're gonna try and do it on this channel as well. And we may try and get it on Spotify just so it makes it a little bit easier for you to play it. And you don't have to have your phone like open whenever you're listening to it. But yeah, without further ado, that's gonna be the end of the video. That's gonna be the end of the video. Or without further ado, that's gonna be the end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.